long days spent in the forest in search of edible grains and herbs, the very divine farmer Shen Nong accidentally poisoned himself 72 times. Before the poison could end his life, a leaf drifted into his mouth and he chewed on it and it revived him. The history of tea dates back to ancient China, almost 5000 years ago. According to legend, in 2732 BC, the divine farmer Shan Nung discovered tea when leaves from a wild tree blew into his pot of boiling water. He was immediately interested in the pleasant scent of the resulting brew and drank some. Legend says the emperor described a warm feeling as he drank the intriguing brew, as if the liquid was investigating every part of his body. Shan Nung named the brew Cha, the Chinese character meaning to check or investigate. The Chinese Empire entirely controlled the preparation and cultivation of the crop. It was even specified that only young women, presumably because of their purity, were to handle the tea leaves. These young female handlers were not to eat garlic, onions, or strong spices, in case the odor on their fingertips might contaminate the precious tea leaves. Archaeologist evidence suggests that tea was first cultivated there as early as 6000 years ago. The original Chinese tea plants are the same type that are grown around the world today. Tea consumed very differently. Firstly, it cooked with vegetables and oils in pot. Tea shifted from food to drink 1500 years ago when people realized that the combination of heat and moisture could create a complex and varied taste. Hundreds years of preparation method. Standard became to heat tea and packed into packets, grounded into powder mixed with the water called mocha or matcha. Matcha became so popular in Chinese culture. In the early 19th century, Japanese visitors to China were introduced to the values and traditions of tea. The Buddhist monk Dengyo Daishi is credited for bringing Chinese tea seeds to Japan when he returned from his studies abroad. Tea became an integral part of Japanese monastery life. Monks used tea to help stay alert during meditation season. In 14th century Ming dynasty, China placed virtual monopoly on the world tea trees. Tea became main essential exports of China. China became great deal of power and economic influence as tea spread around the world. For centuries, China grew and manufactured tea in strict secrecy, thousands of miles from Western consumers. After the Portuguese established trade with China in 1537, tea was slowly traded throughout much of Europe. The drink became popular in Holland, especially in aristocratic circles in the capital district of The Hague. England's King Charles II was exiled to The Hague during the English interregnum. While there he consumed tea regularly and met his Queen Catherine of Braganza. It is said that when Catherine of Braganza arrived from Portugal to marry Charles II in 1662, she brought with her a casket of tea, since the Portuguese had been importing tea to Europe from the beginning of the 17th century. Catherine had grown up drinking tea as the preferred everyday beverage. At that time, Great Britain was expanding colonial influence and becoming dominant world power. In 1700, tea was selling 10 times the price of coffee, but the tea was only grown in China. The tea traders was so lucrative. There was an intense competition between trading companies to deliver the tea first to maximize their profit. As tea consumption grew, Britain's export could not keep up with the demand for tea imports. The Chinese were more interested in silver than in cotton, Britain's main export. Finding enough silver to trade for tea became increasingly difficult. However, so the British turned to growing opium in its large Asian colony, India. The scheming British sent opium to China across the Indian border in exchange for silver, then traded the same silver back to China for tea. The illegal opium scheme worked until 1839, when a Chinese official sent 20,000 chests of opium to a watery grave in a sea near Canton. The climate and high altitudes of northern India made it a promising location for tea cultivation. Also, explorers had discovered indigenous tea plants growing in Assam. British East India Company also wants to grow the tea themselves because they got tea on very high prices. At that time, China resolutely held the world monopoly on the production of tea and its trade around the world. The British government sought to change that by mounting an extraordinary mission of industrial espionage to steal the secret of tea from Imperial China. The man entrusted with the mission was Robert Fortune, a 36-year-old Scottish botanist and adventurer. He traveled through China disguised as a Mandarin, collecting seeds and plants, observing and learning techniques of tea cultivation and processing to facilitate the transfer of China's secret technology to the control of the British Empire. When he left China for India in 1851, he went with some 20,000 tea plants and 8 Chinese tea workers to oversee their cultivation in the foothills of the Himalayas.